Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dragon Ball FighterZ Crash Course. Super Dash is one of the most important and misunderstood tools in Dragon Ball FighterZ. It has a big influence on every aspect of the game, from the neutral phase to mix-ups, combos, defense, and team management. Explaining when to use Super Dash and how to deal with the opponent's Super Dash requires explaining the game as a whole. There are three types of Super Dash: regular, tag, and guard cancel change. When you press H plus S, the character rises a bit, then quickly flies towards the opponent, all while being immune to small ki blasts. On hit, Super Dash can be continued into an aerial combo. On block, it's only -2, and very safe when you either backdash or double jump away afterwards. The supposed dedicated tool to counter Super Dashes is crouching heavy, 2H. 2H is invincible against aerial moves starting from the 4th frame. That said, this natural counter still has some big flaws, and by playing around them, Super Dashes are still dominant at high-level play. First of all, speed. Beating Super Dashes only from the 4th frame and outright getting hit if trying to 2H too late is a huge factor. Super Dashes are extremely fast, and when done close enough at unpredictable times, they are very hard to react to properly. You can react and 2H a Super Dash if you expect it, but it becomes much more difficult when mixed up with so many other strong options. The second flaw is that 2H can only be done on the ground. Staying on the ground generally limits your options and makes you easier to approach. The ground is where most space control takes place. Most projectiles either travel straight along the ground or towards it at a diagonal angle. More importantly, most assists spawn and attack from the ground. If you just stay on the ground and wait for a Super Dash, it's much easier for the opponent to close in on you and build offense unchallenged. It's common to constantly jump around just to avoid being within reach of most offensive attempts, but that also means you can't 2H Super Dashes. Against a grounded opponent, a Super Dash can be used to mix up the timing of an attack compared to a regular jump in normal. This means you'll often find yourself resorting to simply blocking a Super Dash instead of anti-airing it. The situations after a blocked Super Dash are confusing when both characters immediately try to attack. While it's -2 on block, whoever is going to win depends on the angle of contact, the characters, and what moves they tried. There's no easy guideline here. Only actual testing and experience in matches can help you understand your options, what beats what. If it wasn't enough, Super Dashes carry another powerful advantage. Assists can be called at any point during the Super Dash. You can have the assist hit right before or right after the Super Dash. Starting with the assist provides a safe way to approach and get a combo on hit, without the risk of 2H, but ends offense on block. It can only be used at a horizontal distance that summons the assist close enough to hit, so it's more limited with certain assists, but still very strong. Starting with the Super Dash is vulnerable like any regular use of Super Dash, but if the Super Dash is blocked, you can start pressure or even a mix-up, because you can't know if the opponent is going to summon an assist before or after the Super Dash makes contact. 2H attempts are riskier than usual, so many reactable Super Dashes can, and often will, go unpunished. Therefore, during neutral, your position, the opponent's position, and the available assists must all be considered when determining how good a Super Dash will be at any given moment. During sparking, Super Dash becomes even more prominent, because instead of going back to neutral after a block, it can be cancelled into air normals. If you don't think you'll be able to 2H it in time, at least reflect the Super Dash itself or the air normal it's cancelled into. Lastly, it's good to remember that while in the air, you'll have to resort to blocking Super Dashes. This scenario is better than blocking on the ground. After blocking in the air, your aerial options are renewed, so you can escape or engage in any way you desire, even Super Dash back. Most assists control the ground, so they don't pose a threat after blocking a Super Dash high in the air. Tagging has several different properties from the normal Super Dash, but is just as important. In Dragon Ball FighterZ, about half of combo damage becomes blue life, which can be healed if you tag out and let the character rest. A team that constantly switches characters and evades kill situations will be a lot harder to beat. The best way to safely tag and bring a different character in is to score a hit, and utilize one of the several available switch spots during the combo. But scoring a hit is risky and not always possible, so tagging during neutral is a commonly used option which should be understood as well. Unlike the normal Super Dash, there's no startup phase, but the incoming character starts to Super Dash from the corner of the screen. This means that tagging comes out faster than a normal Super Dash, and it's harder to react to the closer you are to the corner. It can be done either outside of block stun by holding the assist button, or immediately during neutral with forward plus assist. Its sheer speed while near the corner allows it to be used as a pseudo dragon punch. During neutral, tagging can evade an incoming attack and hit back fast enough to punish, or at least to not get countered by a 2H. But during pressure, raw tag attempts are more telegraphed as tagging can only come out several frames after exiting block stun, and in some situations, a red X appears on the teammate's portrait while trying to tag during block stun, and reveals the intention to tag. When the opponent has a lot of blue life to heal, you should be ready for a possible tag attempt, especially when close to the opposing corner. It's also much easier to react to the audio cue and the HUD changes compared to the actual animation, so these are signs you should look out for. The last type of super dash is guard cancel change. It can only be done during block stun, costs 1 meter, and functions similar to tagging, being faster in the corner. But unlike tagging, it's punishable on block. It's a niche maneuver that's most useful when you accurately predict specific specials, but too slow otherwise. Other than 2H and blocking, there are character-specific solutions against super dashes, including reversals, aerial invincible moves, and fast normals with a large hitbox. Against these characters, super dash needs to be used more conservatively, in situations that give less time to react or at angles that make it harder to stop. Hopefully our explanation helps you understand super dashes and the game itself a little better. If you have any questions, feel free to post them in the comments below. And if you found the video useful, please make sure to subscribe for more episodes. See you next time!